so excited to share with you, ladies, the forgotten nutrient. That's what it is often called because it's one of those things that's so easy and so simple. It's kind of like air, right? It's kind of like breathing deeply and how very, very important to our health and how breathing deeply helps invigorate our system and it clears our mind and it gets our lymphatic system going. And yet we don't really think about air as being that important. Well, this nutrient, this is actually something, so when we're talking about nutrients, we're talking about things that we eat and or drink and put into our system that then has an effect on our health and our vitality and the functioning of that system. And when that system is functioning and going yay, right, our metabolism and everything is good, then like we feel good and we have clarity of mind and our energy is good and our vitality is good. And when we look out into the world, it seems like it's a pretty good place. Don't get me wrong, there's always going to be things that suck about life, but generally speaking, we feel like we have a sense of hope. And when our metabolism and our digestion is not that way, it makes it really hard. It makes it hard to feel energized, to really want to do much of anything. It makes our perception off, our energy, our cravings, like everything is off. So by the end of these 6 weeks, you're going to have a solid understanding of nutrition with specific tools to increase your health, lose weight, feel great, and so you can button those jeans again. Yes, that is what we're going for here, and be feeling really great in those jeans as well. So before we get started on the fundamental elements of nutrition, remember, what is healthy for your body is also good for weight loss. And what is good for weight loss should also be healthy for your whole body, all of the systems. If there is anything that you are doing that is putting stress or strain on any of your systems, I'll just throw out one idea here: diet pills. Okay, they might be helpful in losing weight, but what happens is that if there is not an intention on being good to the whole body and all of the systems, you end up inviting cravings, mood swings, hunger, binge eating, dis-ease, and emotional upset. Remember, you are more than just a fat cell. Now, diets tend to only focus on one type of cell, the fat cell, and how to shrink them. Now, this is the main downfall of traditional diet mentality and why you have struggled for so long, yo-yo dieting and never really settling into a healthy lifestyle. Now, built into the diet industry is a return to it. Right? I mean, was it intentionally designed that way? I don't know. I hope not, but it certainly has become that way. Now, you actually have trillions of other cells, multiple organs and systems that also need certain nutrients to be happy and do their job well. No one cell, organ, or system works independently from the others. So when you overload one, the others suffer too. And then you end up triggering overeating, binging, emotional upsets, cravings, and dis-ease. I know I said that in a different way just 2 seconds ago, but it's worth repeating, right? There is a reason, and it's not just you're weak or slow or lazy or genetic or those sorts of things, right? There's actually a biological, physiological response to dieting that is not awesome. It's not awesome. So once you end up in that cycle over and over again, I strongly recommend that you get some professional help unwinding the mental and emotional and physical mess that happens from years of this yo-yo dieting. Now, of course, I do that. I am one of those professionals. So if you would like to know more about my program, you can just private message me or send me a little a comment below of like, yes, tell me more, girlfriend. So until then, there are some wonderful things that we can learn that we're going to be learning over the course of the next 6 weeks. Every Monday at 10 o'clock Pacific time, I'm going to be coming to you with this information. So there's a lot that we can do that we can put into practical application today that's going to help balance the system, that is going to help invigorate your metabolism, that is going to help you get off that yo-yo dieting train so that you can be feeling and looking good. So without further ado, the forgotten nutrient is bum, water. This is an easy one. I mean, it seems easy, right? It seems so easy. Oh, okay, yeah, water. Like, we pretty much all have access to water. We probably are drinking water, but really understanding that water is a vital nutrient, is an essential nutrient, meaning that you have got to get it from the outside into your body, into your system. And if you don't give a little bit of thanks and gratitude for everything you put into your system, I'm going to strongly encourage you to start doing that. Actually, in my group program, that's one of the things that we go into deep understanding about, is just how powerful gratitude is when we are putting something in our bodies, and how it actually changes our body's response to it. So sometimes, like, just putting in good stuff, right? Oh, I'm eating all the vegetables and I'm drinking all the water, like, why don't I feel better? So, like, just getting it in there isn't the whole story. The process of digestion, the process of elimination, there's a lot of things that go into it. And when we just really simply start with a little bit of appreciation and a little bit of gratitude for this body and the things that you're putting in, it begins to change the experience. So water, of course, has 0 calories. So it's the essential part of it. The part that makes it amazing for your body has nothing to do with energy per se. However, you do need water for the proper functioning of the system so that it can transform the other foods that you eat into energy. So water is needed to help the body perform many life supporting activities. It carries nutrients to the cells. It eliminates waste. So it carries toxins and all other kinds of funky stuff out of your bladder and out of your colon. It helps get rid of stuff. Water also helps regulate body temperature. So, ladies, this is one of the things that if you find yourself having irregular body temperature stuff, either the hot flashes during, the time of life where things are changing for you in menopause, or even during the month. Um, One of the girls that I worked with years ago, she had what was like hot flashes, like horrible ones every month. Like, her body, her system, she had a couple other things going on as well. Every time she had her period, it was just like, it was traumatic experience where she was sweating and she was crying and she couldn't work. And it was really intense. And of course, there's other things, right? The next 6 weeks are going to be talking about what else was going on. But one of those things is not being properly hydrated. So you want to make sure that you're drinking lots of water. So when you get hot, you perspire. And that evaporated air then cools your body. When you're breathing, the water is leaving your body. When you eliminate, when you go to the bathroom, 1 and 2, water is eliminating out of your body. When you sweat, so you can really go a couple of weeks without food. This is one of those, like, really interesting things to think about, like just how important certain things are. You can go a couple of weeks without food, but you could really only go a couple of days without water before you get so dehydrated that you kind of go a little bit crazy and your bodily systems begin to shut down. Now, our bodies are about 65, 70% water. Your blood is 80% water. Your lymphatic system is 95% water. Now, the lymphatic system is one of those systems that runs throughout the body. You probably have heard of your lymph nodes in and around your neck, but we actually have lymph nodes throughout our entire body, our entire system. And our our lymphatic system is connected to our lungs. So when we're breathing in deeply, that system is able to move. You can also get a lymphatic massage. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with lymph. We'll talk about that another time. But 95% of the lymphatic system is water. So it's really important, again, to continue to keep that system hydrated so that it functions properly, so that it gets rid of toxins and waste properly and carries nutrients to the cells. So each day, our body, through the things that we just talked about, perspiration, speaking, like you get like, you can like tell, like, oh my God, I need some water after you've been like talking for a little while. So just breathing and living, you're losing water. Each day, about 2 to 3 quarts of water. Now, to replace it, you need to drink about 2 quarts or 8 cups of water each day. That's where that recommendation came from. Now, of course, it's gonna vary from person to person, how active you are, how much you jog, with the climate of where you live, how much other things that you're putting into your body. So the more protein that you eat, the more water that you need, the more caffeinated drinks you drink, the more water that you need. It's gonna vary from person to person, but on average, we release through perspiration and through our bodily functions about 8 cups of water a day. That's why the recommendation is 8 cups. It's also said that, because our weight varies from person to person so dramatically, and it's getting more dramatic over time, like smaller people and larger people, that another way to kind of calculate how much water you need is to take whatever weight you are, and half of that you should drink in ounces. So say you're 200 pounds, you should be drinking about 100 ounces of water a day to continue to replenish the system and make sure that your body is fully hydrated to metabolize that extra fat. That extra energy really is just what fat is, stored energy, to be able to release that, metabolize it, and get it out of the system. You need water for that. Water, wonderful, wonderful, fresh, clear, revitalizing water. Perhaps you'd like to allow water to become your favorite drink. And sometimes just seeing a nice glass of water, it's one of those visual cues that in my coaching calls, all of us have a glass of water or a bucket of water, some kind of water next to us, because we know we're going to see each other drinking the water, and it just makes you want to drink water. Oh man, a fresh, clear. And look how nice this cup is, right? This is a nice looking glass. This makes the water taste even better. It's so different than if it was just like in a plastic blue cup or, something like that. Maybe put some ice in it, maybe get one of those fun straws that has colors on it, maybe put a little squeeze of lime or lemon into it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Water is so wonderful. Your body, your system loves water. So, where do we get water? Well, the main sources of water are plain water. Drink water. It's good for you, right? Suspend disbelief, suspend your judgment about it, and just kind of allow yourself the opportunity to nurture and nourish this body that you have. And in return, it will feel good and have energy. So another place that we do get water is in fresh vegetables and fruits and clear soups, right? That's another way, like a bone broth type of stuff. There's lots of good water in there that's actually hydrating. Watermelon, just as an example, is 90% water. Awesome, super hydrating and amazing for your system. Beverages with caffeine. Now, this is just reality. Don't shoot the messenger. This is just how the body works. Beverages with caffeine, whether it's soda, tea, or coffee, are not good sources because caffeine dehydrates the system. It actually takes water out of the body. Therefore, if you must have a cup of whatever those things are that have caffeine, I strongly encourage you to have 2 glasses of water per every 1 cup of coffee, tea, or soda that's caffeinated that you have. That way, you'll actually replenish your system. And take that for what it is. That's just the reality of the system. All right. So that is my spiel on the forgotten nutrient that sometimes I think it's forgotten because it's so like right there and it's so obvious that it's easy to go about the day and not be in the habit of it. So, again, a big part of creating healthy um, habits where we don't have to think about it like consciously all the time is literally making it a habit. So, you could kind of habit stack if you guys have heard of that process before, where remembering to have a glass of water and then to continue to fill it up. If you do that, if you stack it onto something else that you already do on a daily basis, and then you can, when that triggers, because that's something you're already in the habit of, then that triggers you to drink the more water. That is one of the easiest ways to create a habit in your life, is not to like redo everything all at once. That's another reason why traditional diets end up failing us, is because they haven't really incorporated our own lifestyle and added little things along the way so that we are, one, staying consistent, two, creating habits so we don't have to be consciously, energetically, like intensely thinking about it and like, okay, we got the goal, we got to lose weight. So we got to do all these things that we wouldn't regularly do and we don't really want to do, but we're going to do them so that we feel better. That's nice. That's one way of doing it. And then just hoping that it becomes a habit over time. Another way to do it is to take it a little slower, to step back a little bit and go, okay, like what are the little things that I can do? And maybe today for you, it's just making sure that if you have any, this is actually just hot water, because I like cold and hot for myself in the morning, which is nice. So if you're having something that is caffeinated, though, some kind of coffee or tea or soda or something like that, maybe that's a really great first step for you, is just, okay, now I know I got to have double the amount of water just to stay hydrated. Okay, so that's a really good first step in making sure that I have everything that I need. So again, you want to place the new habit on top of or right next to, before, after, on top of something that's already a habit, and it's called habit stacking, which then it makes it so much easier to incorporate into your life, and then it just flows right into what you're already doing. And then we can make some tweaks and changes along the way. All right. Amazing, amazing. Ladies, I love you so much. Water, the forgotten nutrient. Make sure that you're getting a lot of it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.